this week. I mean, ranging from Kate Daniel down to Ara Star, DJ Big N, and Oxlade, down to Oxlade featuring Flavor. You can see all those jams are coming in back to back. But today, we're having like a special episode today because today is Children's Day. Like somebody said, an adult at 20 something or 30 is even calling himself a child. We're all the same. As bad as a bad, I'm still a child. You understand? I don't mind. I'm still a child. Even though I'm older, but I'm still a child. But all the same, I have beautiful guests with me. And of course, I have Faustina and Oluchi. Oluchi, right? I wanted to say Oluchuku. But Faustina and Oluchi are actually members of the Anambra State Children Parliament. And of course, today we'll be doing something very interesting. I'm going to take them back to memory lane. back behind the camera, we're discussing about childhood memories. And of course, Oluchi was like, have I had any fun childhood memories? But I'm going to take you back to the past because I'm going to take a blast from the past because I know in as much as you've grown to a particular level as teenagers now, while you were still growing up, like from, let's say from 5 years, definitely, at least you should have had like a little, even 1 year old picking self the get sense. These days, I wonder the kind of breed of children that have been born these days. It's more like the ancestors are reincarnated. Definitely, because now these children these days, they are, no, this ones are mentors, like they are old people. So I'm telling you, you'll be so surprised. Every day, you keep looking at different characters. So I'm going to start with Faustina first. Faustina, before we go into the blast from the past, like childhood memories, Children's Day for you, because a lot of people, especially for children, we know that May 27th is like a particular time for children to come out, go to the park, I know anything they want to do, and it also gives children the opportunity, like in some companies, they actually bring children to be like, okay, the chief executive officer of the day, or the president of the day, or this governor of the day.
Yes.
So Children's Day, what does it mean to you when you hear the word children's Day? Apart from the normal meaning that we know that it's for children, but there's also a significant purpose that is attached to
Children's
that
Day.
thing, like this is Children's Day. So what does it mean to you?
Well, Children's Day to me, aside the fact that it's a day that we know that it's for children to have fun, to be shown special love and attention, Children's Day is a day that's set aside to reconsider and reevaluate growing up of our children, to know how well they learn values, and the challenges they face and the issues, and how to tackle these issues for the betterment of these children, because everything we are doing, it's actually for the best interest of the child, according to Section 3 of the Child Right Law. So everything we do on Children's Day, aside that maybe they have fun, that's the one they understand. Yes, they go for their match pass, they have games, they enjoy, some of them have parties. That's for children. But then on inside, it's a day that the government, stakeholders, people that are involved, affiliated with children, they set aside, they make plans and strategies to monitor, how well do these children perform in their academics, their social life, emotionally. Are there any problems these children are facing that we need to bring to, we need to check, we need to checkmate, if there are vices that the children are acquiring that we need to, it all comes down to the managing effective parenting, just like the theme of Children's Day this year, the state of the Nigerian child, proper parenting for value orientation and national consciousness. So you see that now we're checking the values they have, some of these values that they think they are right, that are actually vices, but to them they are values. I know these children, they learn mostly by socializing what they see, because they come to this world,
especially what they see. Children actually meet it.
Yes.
So let me switch over to Oluchi in a quick one. Faustina said a lot. I know she's the madam of the parliament.
No, actually, I'm the former speaker.
Okay, former speaker. So she's giving us broad knowledge, but we're not in the assembly now. So let's go to a relaxed mode. Let me start off with while you were much younger. You know, back then we used to have nursery rhymes. One of my favorite nursery rhymes back then was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Let me know sing out this time. So for you, I'm sure you have favorite nursery rhymes back then. So I want you to just think back. I'm giving like a second to think back.
Okay.
What was your favorite nursery rhymes while growing up in school?
Okay, I think it's the one I used to learn numbers, counting. I don't know if they still sing it today.
No, that's why I said it's a blast from the past. So you're bringing the past back to the future.
Going down the memory lane. Okay, it goes this way. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, knock at the door. 5, 6,
I remember back
6.
then.
But back then I was singing it. I didn't really know the lyrics of the song, but you know now, you mustn't know the lyrics. I was just singing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let me switch to Faustina. I know back then, when we were much younger, we used to, basically for myself, I think when I was about 5, 6, 7, I usually had issues pronouncing words. For example, my mom used to tell me then that I literally do not know how to pronounce vitamin C very well. I used to call it Mama Min C. Oh. Mama Min C. that was how I pronounced it.
There's a C at the end, so you got it right.
Or then, if I want to pronounce milk, Mom, give me milk. Milk. I pronounced milk as milk when I was much younger. So Faustina, I'm sure you must have had that kind of experience. Like your mom must have told you while you were much younger, there were some words that you can't pronounce very well. It's just like a video of a child that I saw learning how to swim, and they were giving this child like a motivational lesson that was part of it. And they were like, "You're beautiful." She said, "I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful." Yes. So Faustina, over to yours.
Well, I cannot really remember this, but there are two that
yeah,
are very,
because your mom must have told you something.
Very, because you say Poker Oats.
Okay.
I had 3 names. I can remember 2 vividly. Poker Oats, and then Poker instead of Quicker, and then there's a Ukwa Oats.
Oh,
Ukwa Oats.
Oh, Ukwa Oats.
Yes,
Like
whether it's Poker or Ukwa Oats, and how I started calling it Ukwa was after eating Ukwa, and it's what's similar.
Yeah,
the white, not the jollof
the
Ukwa,
sweet is
the white one. So it was porridge. So and the Ukwa Oats, and then this spaghetti. or basketti.
Oh, basketti.
Yes, so
it's only like basmati.
Yes.
So on a quick one, what was your favorite childhood games? I remember for myself, I usually know how to play. There's something we used to call it back then in Lagos, Babasuwe. You draw make some drawings like blocks on the floor, and you just run with your leg. Okay. You understand? That even in Warri, they used to call it. There's a particular word they call it, but you just raise your leg up and you move. If you miss a spot, you fail. Oh. So while growing up for you guys, so I'm going to start with Oluchi first on a quick one before we wrap up. What was your favorite childhood game? I'm talking about the real one you play with the sand, not the playground you have now. Everywhere is cemented. Back then we used to make
play with sand.
Artificial logo leaf, weeds from the floor.
You build houses.
With tin tomatoes.
Yes.
Food. Jets, firewood. So for you guys, Oluchi first, what was your favorite childhood game? Okay,
there was this game I played with my big cousin, my sister and my big cousin. You call it in out.
Okay.
You draw circles, a very big circle, and then another smaller circle inside them, the third one. You pick names of countries, and if you're picking names, try to pick one that will be very difficult for someone to pronounce. Okay. Because then I will pick name like Madagascar. Oh. Because before you pronounce Madagascar, I've already gone far. Oh. Because the game, if they call your name Madagascar, stop. You stop, and the person in the smaller circle has to jump 3 times to get to you. If the person gets to you, there's a reduction of 10 marks for you from 100. So if you get to 0, you are dead. You have to leave. Okay. So you pick a name that before someone can mention, you have already gone far. And if the person doesn't get to you, you reduce 10 marks from the person.
Very calculative.
So I played the game a lot with my big cousin then in the village, actually. So it was very much fun. Even when I came up to this place, when I came to Onitsha, I saw some children. They were kind of playing the game, but then a modernized version of the game.
When the old people they play.
Instead of them doing the running themselves, they are making drawings. Like They're making drawings.
As
You
a
have to.
children, you know, the world has changed and the world.
They're making drawings. They're doing it on paper. Do the jumping yourself. That's the fun of the game.
Tonight, a quick one.
That should be Iboga.
Oh,
Oga, that's it won.
okay.
So yes, and it kind of like you have to be very predictive. Like you have to predict your opponent's next step. If both of you, let's say it's this, and you both move your leg forward at the same time, she has caught you, so she continues. But then sometimes it could be more than two. It could be like a group, so you're going around. 1 minute, 2 minutes, you're going around.
Yeah,
so you have to be very.
Yes.
It's kind of it builds our mental your mind because you have
Just
to
like
think.
it's similar to this particular game, 10-10, back then, because actually I did basically my childhood. I lived in Lagos, so it's similar to 10-10. You actually clap your hands and you move 10-10, 10-10, 10-10. And I don't know if you guys played this game that you do your hands like this. And
Yes.
Okay,
Of
yes,
course.
yes.
Basically,
Used
we
to do
actually
that
had that kind of
in the
So
South.
basically, before we wrap up, this is actually like the last question before we wrap up because time is not on our side.
Okay.
I want you guys to tell me what was the favorite part of your childhood that you really miss so much that you've had an opportunity to go back to that particular time. Let's say there's a time, let's just say there's this time machine that takes you back to a particular memory. What parts, like what was that favorite memory you had that if you want to go back, you can still go back? You understand? Like people would say, I'm tired of being an adult, so I want to go back as a child. Adulthood is a scam. So what was that favorite part for both of you? A quick one. Okay, let me start with Faustina first.
That should be my primary school. And it should be in game aspect because I will never forget the break. During break, I'm a kind of person, I love to look for trouble.
Wow.
Yeah, so and
Violent.
as a child I look for trouble and I get away with it. But now I'm grown up. If I try it,
No, you won't get away with it. Everybody is now fearing. So what about you, Amici?
Okay, I think it would be when I had everyone around me. Everyone, mostly all my cousins, family, uncles, aunts. It was a big family when my grandma was around. So I think if I have to go back to childhood, I would go back to then because the presence of my grandma, Christmas, Easter, any little holiday, everybody is rushing to the village.
And
Everybody's coming back. Every single person is coming back. So it was very fun then.
When my grandma was still alive, and my grandma has a special soup she prepares every Christmas, and once it's 25th, everybody we need to go to the village. We need to run.
Grandma's food.
Christmas
Very
cases,
special.
they have a special flavor.
Yes.
Back then they used firewood. You know, our grandmas. My
even
grandma till before she died, she didn't make use of anything like gas or stove. Firewood.
Even my mom currently, as long as we're in the village, once you step into the village, all your dish, your town, whatever, drop it. Once you get to the village, every food is made with firewood and
All right,
brings the
thank you
taste.
so much. Well, this is why we call it a wrap on the segment of the entertainment beat on the weekend show. It's been fun. I wish we can continue this, but I think I'm going to reschedule so that we can actually take more to talk about the blast from the past, how I was experienced during primary school, secondary school. But basically, most of our fun parts in life as children was during primary school. That's when you get to express yourself, you get to be relaxed, and you get to some of those things you did back then, my own. Oh, I was always missing my pencils and erasers and everything, and I get beaten for that. But we scheduled that. We scheduled that another time. Thank you so much, Faustina. Thank you so much, Oluchi. And this is why we call it a wrap of this segment. And of course, don't forget that Oluchi, David, and I will be back for social media trends where we give you all the juicy gist and of course, apropos will happen during the week. So stay tuned.